Good morning, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do, this is my sort of first time of trying to do a build log on this E75-100. It's a fairly simple build, so I'll go through it with you each stage. So here we better start off. So the first page, I'll just move the box out the way. The first stages are getting the sprocket and the idler wheel done and putting the tracks together and the cantilever assembly for the suspension. So if I do 1, 2 and 3 and then I'll get back to you. Okay chaps, back again. Went together, no problems at all, no fit issues or nothing. So we have the sprocket and the 2 idler wheels, and then we have the cantilever suspension for left and right. So they're fairly simple to go together, no big fit issues or anything. Just a little light sanding on there just to take the seam line out. If you know, there's a bit there but not a lot, but you can have it covered anyhow, but I don't want to take any more out. So we've got those right and left, and like I say always, one of the first things I do is I put the barrel together. Went together no problem. I say I haven't done anything with it yet. That's the thing I do while I'm watching TV tonight or something, is I'll just sand that to get the seam line out. So that's that bit done. So we've done the first 3 steps, that's all complete. Oh sorry, and the tracks as well. My apologies, and we've done the tracks, went together, no problem. I've just used normal Tamiya glue, no problems at all. Went together really easily, no problem. The tracks aren't too bad, to be honest. Let me just put that down so I'll turn them the right way around. It says they're no good. So it does, it says they're no good, but I think it'll be super glue, I think. So if I've turned that one round, now that one's fine. That's strange, isn't it? But I think I'll just super glue them to be on the safe side, I think. Yeah, they don't all with Tamiya glue at all. So back to my drawing board with them, I'll just use super glue. You live and learn. Right, so if you go back and do them, I'll do them, they're no problem. So next step will be 4 and 5. Obviously you're putting the cantilever suspension on the transmission box thing on the front, and the one for the idler wheel, and I won't be putting the wheels on. I'll get them all cleaned up and done. So that'll be step 4 and step 5. Ignore step 6, and then we'll start on 7 for the rear of the tank. Sorry, you can't see that, can you? So we'll do from 4, 5. Obviously we won't put them on, but we'll clean them up. Ignore 6 and 7. So once I've got that done, I'll be back again. Right, back again with the latest parts. So we've done from number 4. Done all number 4. I've cleaned all the wheels. I've put the shackles on the front. I haven't put the wheels on, I'm going to do that yet. So that's 4, 5. Tracks to be put on, which I don't do, but I've actually done them this time. So let's see if they hold with super glue. I'm not really that confident on them, but we shall see. If they've held together this time. I think it's just a bit high. I don't want to put too much tension on them because I think they'll just pop. But I'll probably put a couple of staples. I think I'll be on the safe side with them, I think. So we've got that done, number 5, and then we start on the other side, number 6. So the tracks, let's forget about that at the moment. We've done to number 7. One thing I haven't put on the back of number 7 is the jack block and the little things for the tracks. I don't know what they're called, some kind of S-shoe or something. Not too sure what they're called, I can't remember ever again, I keep forgetting. But I haven't put those on, and I haven't put the jack block, and I've made the jack up. I put the brackets onto the rear of the tank, and I've made the jack up. So we're on step 7, which is all done. So went together all really simply went together, no fit issues, nothing. So nice and strength, quite strength. You know, there's quite a bit of strength in there, which is quite good. So we've got the arms to go in for the wheels, and the way it sits is quite strange. You know, it's typically not like a normal sort of, you know, German tank. We've got all the lower wheels. They're all the same wheels, but only quite thin wheels on here, which I find strange. But all them ones on there like so, and then we have the outer wheels like so. Obviously I'm not going to glue them down because there's no polycaps or anything on these ones. As you can see, there's quite a bit of distance between the wheels. I know they're monster tracks, but that's rather unusual, isn't it? That kind of gap between the wheels. They're usually quite tight on the they butt up to each other, but they're all the same wheel. There's no difference between any wheel or anything. They're all the same, you know, number. And like I say, if I put the track against it, you can see probably why they're that wide. So you know, they are quite wide fitting. But I just thought that was a bit strange. Well, who am I to argue? I say it's only a paper hanger, so it never. I don't know if it even reached the drawing. Past the drawing stage, I'm not too sure. So, yep, so that's the lower hull all complete. Well, you know, all the suspension put on and things like that. The shackles, the transmission, you know, bits for the sprocket to go on. So the sprocket sits in there quite nicely. Yep, sits in there really quite nice and snug. I say I won't put these on, and again with the idler wheels at the back, they sit there quite nice. Bit loose, but the dabber glue on there, they'll be fine once I get this, you know, once I get to that stage. I thought that'd have been a better, oops, a better connection. Let's find that in a minute. I thought there'd have been a better connection than that, but. Hey ho, so we'll still, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, so that's where we are at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. So the next step will be number 8, which is fitting the back plates, and then the muck guards. It's a big page for 3 parts, but there you go. Back plate. And then we can start on the upper hull. So we can do step 8 and 9, and then I'll get back to you. But a lot of the stuff I won't put on, like the Pioneer seals, they won't be going on. There's a little bit of PE clasps which I've got to take off the plastic ones and use them, and the clear parts I won't put in. A lot of these things I actually won't be putting in at the moment, because as I say, I tend to paint them separately and then put them on the tank. So the things like the fans and the engine cover, they can go on. The hatches can probably go on. Probably won't put any of the tools on at all, nothing like that. So I'll cut all the edges off, and then I'll put the PE parts on there, and same again with this. I have to paint a lot of this stuff before it all bolts on. So I'll do these things, but I'll do these ones separate and leave them off until we're ready to put them back on again. But I'll do them all up. I shall paint them, and I shall first thing I'll have to take remove the plastic clasps on them first, and then replace them with the PE if that's possible. I shall see when I get to the small parts and see how they're cut. So that's where we are at the moment. So I shall get to that, and then I'll be back with you again. Thank you very much. Right, back again, chaps and chapesses. Right, so I've done from number 6. I haven't put the tracks on, I haven't put the wheels on, they're separate, so we can just ignore that one for now. I've done this part, there we go, let me find it. And I've attached it, made all that up. There's a little bit of PE. I haven't applied the jack to there yet, but everything else is on there, and these C shoes, or whatever they're called for the tracks, I haven't put them on there, they're going to be painted. There's a little bit of PE on the end of the exhaust pipes, and there's some little bits and pieces that go on the covers for the exhaust as well. Fairly straightforward, nothing too elaborate. And there again, I haven't put the jack box on either, so they'll be all painted and put onto there. I've done all that, well, ignore that apart from the back plate and the rear mud guards, and I've done up to here. There again, all the Pioneer tools are not on at the moment, they're all off. They're all painted separately, and there's some PE brackets I've got to make to put onto them. Excuse me, and same with the tow cable. They'll all be painted and put onto at a later date. I've done all the little lifting hooks. There's very, very small lifting hooks. There's 4 on one side, 3 on the other. I've put the engine cover on and the little dome part that go on top of the engine and other bits and pieces. Obviously the air fans, they're done. And I've done basically to there, but obviously I haven't placed it on top of the hull. So I'll show you so far how far it is and how I've done. Right, so with the lower hull, nothing on there. Let's just lift this out of the way. I've got the back plate on, went on no problem at all. A little bit of PE on the edge of the exhaust. I just need a little trim. If you can quite see them with the focus, yeah. Just needs a little trim on both sides. Just a little trim. You see the small parts on there. I think for the jack at the bottom. So that's all that's on. So we've done that. And then the main body of the tank is, so I've got the rear back plate done. I've got the bit of PE onto the covers, the engine covers, the dome things, whatever they are, these little parts again on top of there. Put a couple of little hooks on each side. There we go, there we are. The shackles, they're on as well. And on the front I've done the hatch covers for the driver and the radio operator, and the light, which is a bit bent, and a little bit of wiring that goes into there, and also the covers for the viewfinders. I have the viewfinders to go through there, clear ones up there in these little 2 holes, and I'm waiting for some clear, blue clear it's called, to me a clear blue, just to paint the clear plastic with to go through there. So that's what they haven't been put in there yet, and there's nothing on the bottom really. It's fairly self-explanatory. So there's nothing really too hard with this kit at all so far. I've come across really nothing that's caused any problems or any fit issues at the moment. See, a lot of the, obviously the Pioneer, well, I can show you what I've done with the tools at the moment. They're all still on the sprues. So I've started toe eyes and things like that, the jack box, cleaning rods, Pioneer tools, the wire cutters, the axe, the spade, the hammer, and where's the other little bits I think it's on? Oh, sorry, the crank. These have all got to be finished and metallised and going to be rub over with that metal polish again. Obviously there's the fenders. Again, they're all painted, and I've got to remove all the plastic clamps off there, but there's no point in doing that until I take them off, and then I can replace them with PE. So I think we're about there with that's all I can say with that spray. So we're up to there. We're up to, let's put that back there, we're up to so we can't go any farther with that. We're up to page 11. We've done 11, but can't do 11 obviously. I'm not going to put it together yet because of, let's say, the vision blocks. So they've got to go in yet, so I'm going to put that together yet. And the tracks aren't on yet, so I'm not going to put these on anyhow because I want to do the tracks before I apply the top. And as far as the tracks are concerned, I did them with super glue, I've did them with all sorts of things, and they just kept popping up, so I've just had to staple them. That's all I've had to do. It just would not stay with super glue, anything, so I've had to staple them, which is unusual. It usually works quite well, but not in this case, it hasn't. So that's done. So let's have a look at the next part we shall get on with. We're actually starting with the turret, which is fairly straightforward. There's nothing there, again, nothing too demanding. We'll do stage 12 and 13 right through. So there's two big, 22 sections, but they're quite large sections. They're all individual. There's a bit of PE on there, a little bit of PE. There's Commander's cupola, a few little handles, and the main battle. I've done the main battle. I'll show you the main battle in a second, which I always do first, and then I sand it as I'm going along. So yeah, there's all these little grab handles and little track hooks to go on. You're a pain in the bum, but it's more awkward than difficult. So the cleanup probably the harder bit. There's a bit of PE on top of the alternative parts, on top of the turret. So yeah, so we'll finish up on page 11, which is step 13. So when I've done that, I shall be back. So catch you in a moment. Well, for you it will be, not for me. Right, I'm back again. Sorry, I forgot. I told you I was going to show you this barrel, didn't I? For way close up on the last one. As you can see, there's a little mark in there, like a little indentation, but apart from that, that's done pretty well. This part at the end is separate, which is glue, which is separate. And the little holes around the main barrel, I think that will cover with the mantlet door for it. But this, yeah. Apart from that one little indentation there, which is smooth, but it looks like it isn't, but it is quite smooth. And there again, it's just something in the plastic, but it is smooth. There's not a ripple. I can feel that. There's no bump and nothing. See, it came out quite well. You can see by the length of the gun is rather on the large side, like a bloody pointing stick. So let's go back to where we were. Right, so we'll start off with page 12. Right, I've done page 12. I've started off with this, with this part here, fitting this up into here, and you'll think, what the hell's that yellow thing on top of there? It's a counterbalance, because the gun is that bloody long. It just kept, it wouldn't stand up. It was like that all the time. So at least now you can position it, and all that is just some fishing weights, intermediate tape and a bit of double-sided tape, just to keep the balance, and it works better. So that's all that is. Nothing. It's just to keep the gun from just continue poking down like that all the time. You could, no matter what you did. So that was fairly straightforward. Just a little tip there. If you are going to build this, you can find it neater than that, but just something for a counterweight for the barrel. Right. So as far as the main turret's concerned, we've got quite a lot done on this turret. As you can see, there's a little bit of photo-etch there. These are alternative parts. There's plastic parts and there's alternative parts with a PE. And there again. It's quite a nice toy. It's just basically an enlarged King Tiger by the looks of it, really. All the track hooks and grab handles and little eyes, they're all being attached. The gunner's hatch has got a bit of detail on inside, so I thought may as well use it while it's there. Detail that up, so I'm gonna I'll have them open. I think I'll get some figures for this, and then the commander's cupola, which is here, which obviously I haven't attached it, although it would go on. I'm frightened of cable losing things, so it does go on. Just sits on there like a normal turret. So, but I'm gonna have it open. So on the rear door does open as well when it feels like it. There you go. Just a bit of detail on the back of there, but I think I've got a bit of glue somewhere. It's not quite opening fully, but I'll remedy that. And I'm thinking of finding. But there again, it's whoop. See what I don't want to do, so I'll put that back in there so I know where it's at. Yeah, it'll slip down a bit, but yeah, there's nothing there again. There's a few alternative parts you can add to the turret. It gives you a couple of options. Nothing too much, but the options are there. So, and like I say, nothing set in stone because it was a paper Panzer. But yeah, the turret's quite nice. I like the shape. Obviously, it's like a King Tiger, and the it looks like a Henschel front for the turret. So that part's done. So we've done all down to there. That's all complete. And then we're on to the other side, which is obviously we've done the rear hatch, commander's cupola, and the main gun, which I've done before. I showed you that. That's when I found out about the why I didn't connect the lower turret to the upper turret, because there again I have another vision block we painted to put on. So that's the reason why they haven't been attached to each other. And this is when I found out with the gun turret would just dropping all the time. So got to there. So the next part will be the last part as far as the build is concerned, really, is fitting the main gun to the turret, and then the turret to the lower to the upper hull. So that shouldn't take too long to do. A couple of minutes, I would have thought. There's a few bits of PE on the gun alternative again. There's PE. So I shall come back and do that bit shortly. So I shall be back shortly. Well, as soon as I can. Right, I'm back again. So I was on that last part, 14 and 15. There's a couple I can't do. I've put all this bit together, and there's alternative PE for the top of the gun mantlet, which is here, which is done. You can see that, very straightforward, nothing too elaborate. And then basically the gun is fed in from this side up to there, where it's glued in or whatever. So it's quite a lengthy. Let's have a look. Let's just see. Let's position that there. We shall put. Look at the. I don't like handle this turret too much because of all the fine small parts. I'm going to try to hold it from each end. So if I give your finger, where you put your fingers, you're going to might dent it. So basically, it's just fairly straightforward. It's a good fit as well. Actually, it is a very good fit. It literally just pops in. He says. Okay, so we've got that like that. Obviously it's not fastened down yet. And then we've got the mantlet. So let's do that. So that goes into there, like so. And then this, I'm unsure about this part, and next it goes onto there like that. But as you can see, look at the length of the gun. Absolutely horrendous size. But there again, now we can actually, he says, might have to alter that slightly, but because of the inside I never thought about that, so I have to adapt that. Change some on the bottom. But as you can see, instead of having the gun drooping, it's now sort of at a raised height, so I really need to catch between the two, probably around about there I would have thought would be better. But, Yeah, it's a bit too high. Maybe not, maybe not. But I think the actual gun turret is actually longer than the actual chassis. Yeah, just about. The chassis is just about the same height as the gun barrel. Absolutely amazing. I'd love to see what kind of shell it fired. So that's all that's got to be positioned and all done, and so all the wheels are all cleaned, and there's bits of PE. I'll just take the top part of this plastic off, which is nice. It's like the plastic on the PE protects it. So what we have here now, we have photo parts for the. You see them? There we go. There's the all the clasps of the tools we put on. Some of the bits and pieces to go on as well. Not too many. But, yeah, that's fairly straightforward, really. So that's the build really done. That's it. I'll once I've got all the Pioneer tools. Sorry, not Pioneer. Once they're all done and dusted, I'll get back to you. I think it'll be, as far as the build is concerned, I think that's it for now. So we shall call this video finished, and then we'll do another one on the painting and weathering. Obviously the Pioneer tools will now go on after one of the final things. So let me know what you think. It's my first sort of build vlog. It's a bit haphazard, but I think generally speaking I've got there. So alright, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day, and all my subscribers. I say it's quite an unusual shaped tank. Well, the turret is, I should say. Well, the gun is I can't get over the size of the gun. Basically, it's an enlarged King Tiger by looking at it, really. So I say I shall knock this on the head now, and once I start doing the painting and weathering, I shall get back to you with that. So once again, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day, and thank you very much to all my subscribers. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll speak soon.